Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So tomorrow, certain beneficiaries of Social Security are going to be receiving payments of right around $1,907 on average. So we're going to be looking into that. Plus, over the past year alone, right around 100,000 people have been removed from receiving Social Security. We're going to be covering that story as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock, it's just sell for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our first story of today's video. This one is from Newsweek, where over 100,000 people have been removed from Social Security. This is something that has been happening over the last year, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into the details. So they say that nationwide, more than 100,000 people have been removed from SSI in the past year, according to data from the Social Security Administration. The number of people claiming Supplemental Security Income SSI benefits dropped by 119,395 between May 2023, when 7,380,737 payments were made, and May 2024, when 7,261,342 people received disability checks. So quite a drop off there. They go on to say that adults and children with disabilities or who are blind with little to no income are eligible to receive SSI. The majority of SSI claimants are those in this category, making up around 6.1 million of the 7.2 million on the SSA's payroll for this type of benefit. The other 1.1 million are in the 65 and over category. Across the two eligible categories, more disabled or blind recipients were no longer collecting the benefit in 2024, with a total drop of 140,034, down from 6,281,068 in May 2023 to 6,141,034 in May of 2024. And the overall number of claims in the 65 plus category rose from 1,099,669 to 1,120,308, an increase of 20,639. So you get the gist of that. Now moving into our other story of today's video, of course, tomorrow we're going to have the first round, or actually the third round, I guess, of payments in total sent out from the Social Security Administration to beneficiaries of Social Security. So tomorrow, those checks are going to be right around $1,907 on average, although the max payment is right around $4,800. So according to AS, these beneficiaries will get a $1,900 payment on July 10th. So month after month, the Social Security Administration issues millions of payments to beneficiaries. Currently, the SSA is preparing to send the third round of payments in July. The majority of beneficiaries are retired workers, but they're survivors as well as people enrolled in SSI and SSDI programs also receive benefits. So basically, those who receive payments tomorrow on July 10th, they say that taking into account the approximate distribution and amount of the payments, this Wednesday, July 10th, beneficiaries born between the 1st and 10th of the month will receive an average check of $1,900 from Social Security. The rest of the payments are distributed as follows. So next week on Wednesday, July 17th, those payments are going to be going to those with a date of birth between the 11th and 20th of any given month. And then finally, the last round of payments that will be going out in July are going to be the following Wednesday after that, on Wednesday, July 24th. Those payments are going to be going to those beneficiaries with a date of birth between the 21st and 31st of any given month. Now, in some other news, of course, with Social Security, there's been a lot of talk around reform. We've seen different bills out there. We've seen a bill by Bernie Sanders that would increase benefits by $200 per month. We've seen a bill by John Larson that would increase benefits by 2% for everyone across the board, and would also raise the special minimum benefit as well. And in both of those proposals, basically how they fund them and make the trust fund solvent for a longer period of time is that they basically increase taxes. So right now there's a threshold on how much of your income you have to pay into the Social Security Trust Fund. So you only have to pay taxes on the first $168,600 that you earn this year in 2024. So if you're a pro athlete, if you're, as a celebrity, or if you're an actor, if you're Taylor Swift, who's making, millions of dollars every single month, she's only paying the tax that goes into the Social Security Trust Fund on the first $168,600. So basically, 2 minutes into her first concert of the year, she's already done paying taxes into the Social Security Trust Fund, because you only have to pay taxes on the first, once again, $168,600. So basically, in Bernie Sanders' plan and John Larson's plan and other plans, mostly by Democrats, because Democrats are more pro-tax, whereas Republicans are more anti-tax. And both of the plans by the Democrats, Larson and Sanders, they basically are raising that threshold, so you pay taxes on all of the income that you make that goes into the trust fund. So recently, we've also had a labor economist, according to Yahoo Finance, calling out Elon Musk, saying that if he paid for Social Security on his salary for an entire year, it would save 1/20th of its deficit. So they were making the case for that. So in a recent interview with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak, labor economist Teresa Ghilardi highlighted the severe shortcomings of America's retirement system, particularly the Social Security deficit. Ghilardi offered a provocative yet insightful calculation. Said that if Elon Musk paid for Social Security just on his salary for the entire year, and some of his capital gains were taxed to fund Social Security, just one person, it would save 1/20th of the deficit in Social Security. So basically, they're making the case that we should be raising that threshold, as well as taxing capital gains as well. That's where, like, if you have a stock or if you have homes, and let's say that you buy a stock of Apple for $100, and the stock of Apple rises up to $200, and you sell that stock of Apple, in that case, you're going to have a capital gain of $100. They're making the case that that should also be taxed to go into the Social Security Trust Fund. Right now, it's only taxed at the federal level, so you would owe taxes on $100 of capital gains, which is taxed at a short-term capital gain and a long-term capital gain, but you're not having to pay taxes into Social Security, nor are you paying taxes on that amount that goes into Medicare. They're making the case there that you should also be taxed on that as well. So they're very pro-tax there. Of course, according to the City Journal, it's actually not going to do that much as far as saving the solvency issue of Social Security. So according to City Journal, how do we close a Social Security cash shortfall projected to total $23 trillion over 3 decades, plus $16 trillion in resulting interest costs? Simple, many say, just eliminate the $168,600 cap on wages subject to Social Security's 12.4% payroll tax. So back in 2020, Joe Biden proposed reimposing this tax at wages above $400,000 per year. Leading progressive Social Security proposals by Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and Connecticut Representative John Larson would reenact the tax at $250,000 and $400,000 respectively. Political pundits, activists, and commentators have made quote, eliminate the FICA cap, their catch-all method for achieving long-term Social Security solvency without raising the eligibility age or reforming benefits. That said, even if we do away with the tax ceiling with no corresponding benefits provided, doing so would not come close to bringing long-term solvency to the program. The Congressional Budget Office projects that Social Security's annual shortfall will level off at 1.7% of GDP within 15 years, yet abolishing the cap would raise 0.9% of GDP, closing a little more than half of those shortfalls. In fact, Social Security actuaries calculate that the system would fall back into deficits within just 5 years. Thus, the Social Security actuaries note that the leading House progressive proposal, Larson's runs deficits every year in perpetuity. The Sanders proposal relies on additional new taxes simply to delay the return to deficits until 2038. And of course, because of that, there is no magical proposal showing that lifting the limit will avert the need to raise the eligibility age or reform benefits. So basically, they're saying there that even if we do lift the cap in which you have to pay wages into the Social Security Trust Fund, you would still have to do other things like raising the full retirement age and things like that. So it's not a fix-all solution like some of these commentators, the media, and some of the politicians are saying. Even if we do force people like Elon Musk and Taylor Swift to pay all of their income into the Social Security Trust Fund, the 6.2 to 12.4% amount, it's still not going to fix the issue and be able to pay out 100% of the benefits. The fact is, this country has fewer young people, fewer people working than what we did a long time ago. The ratio is all messed up. Where before we had like 6 people working for every 1 person receiving Social Security benefits. Now it's, I'm not sure exactly what the number is. I think it might be like 2 people receiving benefits for every 1 person working. So the ratio is all messed up, and unfortunately, there's probably going to be cuts across the board unless we raise taxes, raise the full retirement age, among other things. There's going to be a lot that has to be done to fix the broken Social Security system. But that's all I have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.